Hey guys, it's Amy again. So you're gonna get two videos today that you haven't gotten in a while, so I'm sure you can bear with me. Of course, you notice my background is different because I'm not in my home. If you'd like to know why, see the other video where I'm trying to do not. um, so what I wanted to talk to you guys about is a weather safety plan because I firmly believe that's what saved me and my kids' lives. That's what saved my in-laws and me because we had a plan. Luckily, something like this tornado had happened before in the exact same area, so they knew what to do ahead of time, and they've known for years. So they've practiced it a lot more than me. I just moved here, a year and a half ago. I heard the stories all the time about the last tornado that was an EF3, but it didn't really do that much damage because for some reason the area it kind of bobbles. Anyway, that's a different story. It's a different video. So, a weather safety plan. This is so important, and this actually will save lives. And honestly, I'm hoping that this is kind of what I can do with my life, is share this and educate people, and make it my mission that people know what to do. Okay. Um, First of all, do you have shelter? Do you have a designated place to go? Because most people know, especially with movies like Twister and stuff like that. You're supposed to go to the bottom floor in the center part of your house. Usually bathrooms are in the middle of the house. That's good. Or a closet or something like that. They have great new technology where you can have more safe buildings that can withstand higher winds. They have safe rooms that you can build into your house. They have shelters that you can have outside your house. What options do you have? Do you have a neighbor that has one? To where if a storm's coming, y'all can all go huddle down and then go out. Work together with your local community. Which that's another thing I would like to see and to teach and educate people and try to get communities to work together on this. Because our whole street had 2 shelters and 12 houses, and only 2 families that I know of were in their shelters separately. We probably, between the streets, could have gotten everybody to safety, and that's one of the sad things. But have a plan, know where to go. Take into consideration, do you have a dog that you need to put in a bathroom to keep them, contained? I know our dogs, we've had kind of this thing where sometimes they're outside, sometimes they're inside. If they're outside dogs, find somewhere. It's common in ours to have outside dogs. In the South especially, it's common to have it outside ones. Make sure they have somewhere to go too. If you need to bring them inside, just put them in the bathroom so they're not outside getting hailed on, or a tree falls on them, something like that. Find somewhere safe for them too. Have their leashes ready if they're inside dogs, so they can come with you into the closet or to the safe place. Another great thing is to, prepare your mind. I know we have storm season here regularly. We usually have a spring season and then a lighter fall season. Then again, it's Arkansas. We could have a tornado one day, a blizzard the next, an earthquake, you never know. But be prepared ahead of time. Know where to go. Know what supplies you're going to need. We actually had a hiking backpack, and we had rope in it. We had a first aid kit. We had extra contacts for Nick. If you are a gun owner and you have a small handgun, there are looters. You know there's crazy people out there. You never know what's going to happen. There could be an animal that needs to just be put out of their misery. It happens. That's handy too, and extra ammunition. My husband's never going to let me down, but I left his Glock and took mine. But I digress. That's a different subject. And please, people who are anti-gun or anti, it happens. It's life. It's reality. But really, here's what our plan was. Earlier in the day, because I follow so many people on Twitter, and I recommend so many people to do this. Follow storm chasers in your local area on Twitter. Follow Reed Timmer. Follow, all these big names that usually put these things out a week ahead of time. I knew there was going to be severe weather that day in our area a week ahead of time. Now, the thing is it's not accurate a week out. You don't know exactly what area. The day came, and we had a particularly dangerous situation issued by the National Weather Service. That means there was more likely chance, if I'm trying to remember correctly, there was a 95% chance of EF0 to EF2 tornadoes, and that there could be, 1 to 2 of them. There was an 80% chance of a very strong tornado, which is EF3 to EF4. Now, I might be wrong on these. Somebody correct me in the comments if I'm misstating, but yeah, I'm trying to remember this from 3 weeks ago. So, that's another thing. Prepare. Know ahead of time. There's ways to do it with today's technology. Be prepared ahead of time. I was watching Reed Timmer's live streams. I was keeping up with the news. I was keeping up with Twitter. Well, the storms had finally gotten towards us. And I was walking outside, taking my pictures. Now, I guess I did have some help from my mother-in-law, because she was the one who alerted us and said it was time. It was time to go to down to Nana's house, so we could get closer to the shelter. So it's like, if you need to coordinate with people, have a plan and coordinate with those people. What was my train of thought? We had a bag packed, and I'm ready to go when she hollered at me. I threw my wallet in there. I closed windows and I unplugged appliances just in case, even though they're not there anymore. I shut the door, I locked it, grabbed the backpack, grabbed the kids, and started heading on our way calmly. Now, when we were halfway to Nana's house, which is not that far, we probably had good houses between us. The sirens went off. Luckily, my mother-in-law was standing on the porch, and I said, "Madison, run to Mama. Don't tell your kids to run unless there's a reason, because they could fall and get hurt." I picked up my son, and we started trying to get there a little faster. I went inside, started watching the weather, and we knew we had about 15 minutes till it got here. I went back outside, I was taking more pictures, and I took a video that I actually did post. And I don't advise it. If you don't know anything about storms, go inside. You don't need to be outside. There's tons of lightning, there's tons of wind, trees could have fallen, lightning could have struck you. You never know what could have happened. So, be careful if you're not trained, or if you don't know things about weather. Madison and Mark! What are you doing? Quit yelling, and quit slamming the door. Sorry, guys. Husband's going back to work tonight, so I'm trying to keep him quiet. Mommy moment. So where was I? I was outside taking pictures and video. You shouldn't do that unless you're trained and you know the appropriate times when it's just not safe. So go inside, watch the news, and figure out when's the best time to get in your safe spot. It's better to be in there a little longer and stay safe than to go in there at last minute and get hurt. So be prepared. We lined everybody up. We decided it was time to go to the shelter. That's where Sherry and Alan, knowing these things, having that repeated education from news meteorologists and such, really helped out. We went into the shelter. Now the shelter is a tiny little box. We did hold the door open for a while, so the air could come in. I will tell you one of the key things. My father-in-law told me that you will know when to shut the door. Trust me, you'll know. Because I was first like, well, I said, I know the wind's changing directions, and I know it's getting really bad looking out there. What it is when it gets still. And it gets quiet. So, I don't know what causes that, and I'd love to know. But we had 3 deadbolts along the door for the shelter, and it was just one that you could just walk straight in. And I won't go into my entire story. I actually plan on writing my book as my story, and hope for other people that are going through this situation, and maybe educating people on seeking shelter and having a safety plan. That's really the goal of my book. So if a publisher is watching me talk about this, send me an email. I'd love to talk to you guys because I want this book published. I want people to know what we're going through. I want to know people that they have hope, and I want to help people educate themselves so they can stay safe. And hopefully in the future, nobody has to die. Everybody will know what to do. I know it's a big long shot, but that's always our goal. So we were inside. The vent got ripped off the top. We definitely waited until we just could not wait anymore because one of the dogs actually, had an accident. Sadly, when we came outside, our lives were gone. Our houses were gone. All of the houses were gone. Some had more than others. I consider us lucky. Some people lost more. Our neighbors passed away, and they decided to try to ride it out in their house. And one of their houses was the ones that were wiped clean. The slab, the foundation, was wiped clean. My prayers go out to their sons and the rest of our neighbors that are still mourning over this. It's very sad, but it could have been prevented. There was a little girl who laid down in a closet, and she knew where to go. She knew which closet. She got down on the floor. She had scrapes and bruises, but she was okay. Same thing happened in a couple of the other houses on the road. You never know when it's your time, but it doesn't mean that you have to not try to be safe, not try to save your life. So just try and wrap it up, and what I think that everybody can take from this: have a plan ahead of time. I mean, even if it's not storm season, have a plan. Because tornadoes can happen any time of year, really, if the weather is just right. If the elements are there. So have a plan ahead of time, any time of year. Teach your kids, because my kids are 2 and 3 and 4. They're about to have birthdays, so that's why. 2 and 3 and 4. It's important for them to know, even though they can't understand really what a tornado is and why we have to go. And they kind of get it, but especially like my youngest. He's still a little bit too little. Teach them is so important. If something like that happens, for them to listen diligently and figure out a way to tell them that and have them understand it. So have a plan. Teach your little ones. Be prepared. Follow people on Twitter. I follow Reed's Twitter. Actually, I follow so many people. I think 90% of the people I follow on Twitter are storm chasers, or meteorologists, or somebody educated on that. There are great classes that you can take, like storm spotter training. Have a bag prepared ahead of time. We usually kept it pre-stocked. We left the first aid kit in there. We left the rope in there. That way we just had to throw a couple of extra things in. Know where to go. Know who's going. Keep an eye on your neighbors. I mean, I really wish I would have known that some of my neighbors were home, because I would have just shoved them at our shelter. And then lastly, kind of educate yourself on things like waiting long enough. I've heard things like that happened where they didn't wait long enough and it hadn't passed yet. And so I'm going to end here because I'm not fully educated on this. This is just what helped us. I'm hoping that as the future goes on, that we can spread, people can have a plan and know what to do. I'm sending lots of love, especially to those people in my community and your community that are dealing with the same things. There have been plenty of tornadoes this year. It's actually kind of busy the last few weeks since this happened. It's almost like we had a quiet season, and then April 27th just set it off, and I'm constantly hearing about tornado warnings all over my Facebook page and Twitter. So, stay safe out there, guys. I know there's a lot of people out there hurting. I know there's a lot of victims out there, but stay positive. Things will get better. We don't know why these things happen. We don't know why they happen for a reason. But really, reach out to those that love and support you. If not, leave a comment and I will love and support you because I've been through it and I know what you're going through. I'm sending you all lots of love and peace. Please stay safe out there and let me know if you have any questions.